Good morning and welcome back to day 41 of 7 Habits of Highly Effective Teens. Yesterday's homework dealt with synergy and determining whether you were a shunner, a tolerator, or a celebrator. And you were supposed to write at least a paragraph explaining how you know that you are a shunner, a tolerator, or a celebrator. Okay, so hopefully that went well for everyone. I can't wait to take a look at those. And we should all be leaning towards a celebrator's profile at this point. If you are implementing everything that you're learning throughout this book, now let's move on. We are all a minority of one. It's much easier to appreciate differences when we realize that in one way or another, we are all a minority of one. And we should remember that diversity isn't just an external thing, it's also internal. Everyone has their own unique way of thinking, even about the same topic. Think about how different you are from your friends or family members. Do you all react to life problems in the same way? Hardly. Think about it. Some people, for example, are more easygoing and some are more tightly strung. How else do we differ on the inside? Well, we learn differently. As you've probably noticed, your friend's or sister's brain doesn't work the same way yours does. Dr. Thomas Armstrong has identified 7 kinds of smarts and says that kids may learn best through their most dominant intelligence. So, we have linguistic, learn through reading, writing, and telling stories. Logical, mathematical, learn through logic, patterns, categories, and relationships. Bodily, kinesthetic, learn through bodily sensations and touching. Spatial, learn through images and pictures. Musical, learn through sound and rhythm. Interpersonal, learn through interaction and communication with others. And intrapersonal, learn through their own feelings. One type isn't better than another, only different. What's that quote again? Don't ask a fish to climb a tree. Something along those lines? Yeah, I totally get it. You may be logical, mathematical, dominant, and your sister may be interpersonal dominant. Depending on your approach to diversity, you might say she's weird because she's so talkative, or you could take advantage of those differences and get her to help you in your speech class. We see differently. Everyone sees the world differently and has a different paradigm about themselves, others, and life in general. To understand what I mean, let's try an experiment. Look at the picture below for a few seconds. Now, look at the picture on the bottom of the page, 149, and describe what you see. You might say that the picture on 149, oh, wait, hold on. I think, is that supposed to be the bit? Yeah, okay. So this right here is what we should be looking at. Okay. You might say that the picture on page 194 is a squiggly drawing. I said 149 earlier. My bad, my brain inverted that. Is a squiggly drawing of a small mouse with a long tail. But what if I told you that you were wrong? What if I told you that I don't see a mouse at all, but that I see a squiggly drawing of a man with glasses? Would you value my opinion, or would you think I'm a dork because I don't see the way you do? To understand my point of view, turn to page 201 and check out the picture in the middle of that page for a second. Then look at 194 again. Now can you see the difference? Let's see. This picture. Interesting. Okay. Now can you see what I see? The man with the glasses. Okay. It goes to show that all the events of your past have formed a lens, a paradigm through which you see the world. And since no one's past is exactly like anyone else's, no two people see alike. Some see mice and some see men, and both are right. Once you catch on that everyone views the world differently and that everyone can be right, it will increase your understanding and respect for differing viewpoints. You might want to try this same experiment with a friend. We have different styles, traits, and characteristics. The following exercise is not meant to be an in depth diagnosis, but a fun look at some of your general characteristics and personality traits. This exercise was developed by the Legislators School in North Carolina and was adapted from It's All in Your Mind by Kathleen Butler. Read across each row. Place a 4 in the blank that best describes you. Place a 3 in the blank for the second word that best describes you, and do the same for the final words using a 2 and a 1. Do this for each row. Okay, so this is going to be your homework today. All right, I want you to look at this. If you have I'm not sure if this chart is in the workbook. Okay, so just make 4 columns and write down each word, and then do as you were asked. Place a 4 in the blank that best describes you. Place a 3 in the blank for the second word that best describes you. And do the same for the final words using a 2 and a 1. Okay? Then tomorrow, we're actually going to analyze what you might be. So at the end, once you finish writing down all the words and placing your numbers, I want you to go to each number column and add up. So for example, column 1, you may have selected, or you may have put a 4 in imaginative, flexible, cooperative, people person, spontaneous, and communicating. So that's like 6 things. So 6 times 4 is 24. So you would put a 24 down at the bottom of column 1. Then add up all of your numbers for column 2, add up all of your numbers for column 3, and add up all of your numbers for column 4. And then we're actually going to analyze and see what each one of those columns mean. Okay? All right. Hope you enjoyed today's lesson. I will catch you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Toodle-doo.